Corey for Love of Gaming, podcast for gamers, however you may know me, to all our 9 subscribers. I'm sort of making this video on the whim, and it might be a rant or whatever you want to call it, but this is about Filip Miucin, and I'm sure a lot of people are tired of hearing about it, but I'm reviewing a game right now, and I was playing it and listening to the Bombcast, and they made a point that's sort of just like stuck in my head, and I can't get it out of my head, and it's just weighing on me, and I don't really know why, and I don't really have anybody that I can call about this situation because there's no one that I can immediately call and talk to about the industry who's been a part of it, because I have been. So Filip Miucin decided to plagiarize a review for Dead Cells from Boomstick Gaming. He was eventually caught and fired. And he decided to put up that apology video, and he basically sort of said, he was in a roundabout way, was like, well, this is what the industry does. Like, he says he takes full responsibility, whatever that means. Like, you take responsibility for plagiarizing, I guess? But he never admitted to it. And it's so clear now, because he challenged Jason Schreier to find more info, and more info has come out of him doing this in the past, word for word, stealing other people's words. And so he clearly doesn't care. But what upset me is he made it seem like this is what reviewers do. They go to YouTube and they listen to a review, and they might play the game a little bit and just be like, well, this guy said this, I'm going to say this again, and sort of retype it, as if looking at other reviews is research. And it's not. I've never reviewed a game that way. I have reviewed hundreds of games. I took something, when I was in my early 20s, I decided I wanted to be a part of this industry, and I was going to do whatever I could to do it. This was before YouTube, and this was kind of in that transitional period to where video was becoming way more popular than written, and YouTube creators were getting more popular, but this was before that, and I decided I still wanted to do writing, so I put everything I did into writing. And I didn't want to do freelance. I didn't want to do it any other way but my way. I wanted to create a brand, create something. And I called it For the Love of Gaming, which is ridiculous looking back on it, because that's what it was about. It was about loving gaming. And I'm still upset that I never was able to turn that brand into something I was 100% confident in, just because I decided that as the YouTube, creators became more popular and written became less, prominent, and that's what I was good at, was writing. I decided that, maybe this industry isn't for me. I can still play games, and so that's why we do this YouTube channel, is just to sort of get that out again, And we don't do it, we're not trying to make money off of this, and that'd be great, like, if we could just hang out and talk about video games with people all day and get paid, like, but, as an adult, and I tried doing it for 5-6 years, I decided that it wasn't for me anymore, but I did it. Like, I took something from nothing, and I worked my butt off. And I remember when I got that first break, which was a PAX Media badge, and I keep it on my desk as inspiration, because that was when I felt like I did it. I did it. It's something I created. And there was people that helped me. And I'm not trying to say, oh, look at me, look at me. There's people that were a part of it and that helped me. And it wouldn't have been possible without them. But it was something that I started and I created. And that's not easy. There's hundreds of people out there on YouTube that are writing. They're trying to do anything they can to get that break. And I was lucky enough to get that break. And the industry isn't perfect. It's not at all. But the way Filip Miucin described it is so wrong, and that offended me for some reason. And to have the audacity to plagiarize, and then now it's coming out that he also plagiarized way, so many other times, and to try to flip it and say it's on us, and it's on, like, stop harassing IGN and stop harassing his family, which is messed up. No one should do that. But you are the reason for this. This is your fault. You did this. Nobody told you to plagiarize. Nobody forced you. You did this. And I'm upset because I know how difficult it is. I applied to IGN. I never even got an interview. But I didn't stop applying. I got offers to write at other places, which I took. Like, it took me years and years and years to get those review copies before release date, to even be considered for review copies, to get the industry, to get that business card at an event, to where a publisher trusts you enough to hand you a business card with all their personal information on it so that way you can stay in contact with them. It is so hard to get such that little bit of information. And Filip should have been a success story. He was a YouTuber that made it. He went to IGN. He was somebody that was so passionate about gaming, which is something that I was very much trying to establish, that you love gaming so much that it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter that you don't have a degree, or it doesn't matter that you're not the best at writing, that you were so passionate about it that your content was still good. And it was more than good because you could see the passion in it. But instead, we find out that no, he was just lying the whole time. And so he's made it just a little bit harder to make it. Like, you know, IGN probably, you know, this shouldn't affect other companies or other outlets or whatever that give these opportunities. But I think it's fair to say that they're going to be a little more cautious about hiring someone from YouTube from now on, which sucks for everybody on YouTube. And he doesn't care because he's still trying to say this is how it works, and it's not. And I don't understand why he thinks that way. And I'd love to understand why he thinks that way, but at the same time, I can't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. And he doesn't understand that the ramifications that he has are serious. He was in a position to be a success story, and now he's turned it into a nightmare. And as someone in this industry that was trying to do it and was trying to be basically his story of just loving gaming so much, to just piss it away, I guess that's why I'm upset. And it sucks. Like, it just sucks. And I hope that, you know, something good comes out of this. You know, I hope, I've never watched Boomstick's gaming content, so I cannot, you know, comment on the quality of it, but from what I hear, it's good, and I hope that at least maybe he gets a lot of exposure from this, and it seems like he has. And it's great that Dead Cells is getting a lot of exposure because of this, and that's a phenomenal game. I've only dabbled in it. Like I said, I'm playing another game for review right now, and it really sucks. And I hope that this doesn't have even bigger ramifications. And I hope that Filip Miucin looks in the mirror and understands that this is no one's fault but his own. And it might take time for him to realize that, but I hope that's the conclusion that he comes to, and not this one of he was somehow wronged, because he wasn't. And I guess I just want to say to all the people out there that are trying to make it, and not a lot of people are going to see this video. I mean, maybe 15, 20 people, because that's all in our reach right now. But maybe in a couple of years, when hopefully we get some more subscribers and we get, instead of 9, we've got 9,000. But again, we don't do this for the fame and success. You know, we're not doing this to try to make a living at it. And again, that would be great, but that's not why we're here. We do these because we love gaming, and we try to resonate with gamers about it. And that's what I always felt like, that's what gamers want. They just want to talk about their favorite games. They want to talk about Doom. They want to talk about Metal Gear Solid. They want to talk about Mega Man. They want to talk about Gears of War. And they're looking for somebody to share that experience with, whether they like it or don't like it. They want to have conversations about these things because they're passionate about it. And that's what this story should have been, of someone that was so passionate that made it. But now it's just a mess. And to anybody that's out there that might see this video that wants to do these videos, do them. You know, talk to somebody, you know, subscribe to a YouTube channel and reach out and find a Discord, or find, you know, a forum or something that you can share your passion with, because they're out there. And don't let something like this stop you from wanting to maybe be that next person, the success story that Filip Miucin should have been. But, because it's possible. I've got the badge to prove it, that with hard work, you can do it. And just, Filip Miucin, for somehow you see this, look in the mirror and understand you did this. Nobody else but you.